night fans, I'm Kaley Budnik. Welcome to another edition of Inside the Dugout with head baseball coach Terry Rooney. Coach, you had a full week this week, 4 games this week. You started off with a tough loss on the road to the #1 ranked University of Florida. However, you came back and redeemed yourself with a 3-game series against Boston College, winning 2 out of 3 games. I'm going to start with that series. You know, within each game, and almost every inning was back and forth, and you truly went head-to-head with this tough team. Now, whether we won or not, how important is it for your team to know that we can go toe-to-toe with opponents and come out with a victory of that?
Well, that's a great question. You know, first of all, I think that it was a great weekend. It's a great series of college baseball. Boston College is an outstanding team, and they did a great job. But you're right, to play 3 close ball games, it says a lot. It says obviously we're playing a quality opponent, but from a coaching standpoint, it's good that you play those kind of games and put ourselves in those positions. I mean, obviously we had an opportunity to close out games, we had an opportunity to come from behind and win games, so hopefully that experience is going to allow us to do well throughout the rest of the season.
You talk a lot about fundamentals here at Inside the Dugout, and we saw a really good fundamental baseball game on Sunday. How are these fundamentals progressing throughout these 7 games that you've seen, and how are you getting better with them?
Well, they're progressing, but they're certainly not to my liking, I can assure you that. You know, I mean, after this weekend, and after all the games that we played, I mean, nothing has changed in my mind as far as the type of team that we have. I mean, I do. I feel like we have one of the top 20 teams in the country without any question. But our fundamentals need to keep getting better. And that's on me, to be quite honest with you. And that's on our coaching staff to continue to improve and get our kids in that situation. You know, we're continuing to get better. I've said it all the time. You want to get better each week. You want to get better each game. We're going to be better in February than we are, better in April than we are in February. But fundamentally, we got to get better. 2 of the kind of main things that stick out is, number 1, we got to throw more strikes as a pitching staff. We have to. That's an absolute. We got to throw more strikes. Kind of something we always preach: first pitch strikes, attacking the hitters, going right at them. And then number 2, I want to see us get some more clutch hits. You know, we put ourselves in position. Our lineup is outstanding. We put ourselves in position to get the big hits. We've had bases loaded. We've had second and third. We have not driven in runs consistently enough in the clutch. So those are really the 2 main areas this week as we continue to go. And listen, there's lots of positives and a lot of individual performances that have done very well, but as a group, those are the 2 areas that need to get better.
You talked about the pitchers. You saw some difficult games for the pitchers. How do you keep them motivated, you know, after a loss like Florida and a loss like Saturday, a heartbreaker against Boston College?
Well, I think the number 1 thing is you got to learn from them. You know, we talk about it as a team. You know, great teams don't have losing streaks. I'm a believer in that. You know, you're going to lose games, there's no question. Heck, you play 56 regular season, so we're going to lose games. It's just the way it is in college baseball, but it's how you rebound from them. I say winning teams don't have losing streaks because you learn from your loss. You know, we learned on Saturday night that we need to do the little things. You know, we learned obviously you can't walk guys and put them in scoring position. We need to get more timely hits, and I felt like we learned from that. The reason we're able to come back on Sunday's game is because of that confidence. Now, from a pitching standpoint, it's the same exact way. And I think guys are bouncing back. Look at Ben Lively this weekend. Ben Lively on Friday had the best outing of his career at UCF, and he got better. You know, all of those guys are tending to get better. Roman Madrid, Joe Rogers. So from a pitching standpoint, we're very talented. We're continuing to try to put the pieces to the puzzle together. We've got a couple guys that are out right now that I expect back in the next week or 2. We really need those guys, to be quite honest with you. But until then, especially this week, Tuesday and Wednesday, it's going to provide a lot of opportunities for some new pitchers.
Well, good. We look forward to seeing that. It seems like as a whole after the losses, you guys really stayed positive and, you know, looked forward to the next games, but we never really get to see what goes on inside the dugouts. And, you know, can you tell us a little about the atmosphere after the Florida game and during it and going into the Boston College game, so the team as a whole?
Yeah, that's a great question. The atmosphere is, you know, we're always trying to make it positive. You know, I'm a believer in this, and I want our kids playing with energy. I want our kids playing with enthusiasm. You know, as any coach will tell you in any sport, you know, it's about discipline and accountability. That's how kids develop. But part of that, in my opinion, is you got to enjoy the experience. And when you've got energy, that is discipline. You know, it's like we say all the time, everybody gets tired. You know, and everybody, sometimes you go through mediocre days, but having discipline and commitment is bringing that energy every single day to the field, no matter what. And I think that's been a reason for the success of this team and this program, to be quite honest with you. I think every day these kids have shown up and they understand that that's what it takes. And those are the little things. You know, if you've got unbelievable energy, you've got unbelievable enthusiasm, then sometimes that's going to get you over the hump and get you that big hit or make that big pitch. And I feel like our guys have done that. And that's one of the reasons, to be quite honest, I think we've had a lot of success in the middle of the week, you know, being able to play these kinds of games. So I'm not going to ever apologize for the energy and the passion in which our kids play. We're always going to do that. You know, we don't take a I don't know what the word is, a laid-back kind of cool approach to it. We're not going to do that. We're going to, as we talk about, be aggressive and be offensive and put everything out that we got. And when kids leave the field every single day, win or lose, you should be mentally and physically exhausted, and that's something we talk about every day.
And that's what we like to see. You had a really packed schedule this last week, and you have an even more packed coming up. Like I said before, you take on USF here Tuesday at J. Bergman Field, then Wednesday you're on the road with Bethune-Cookman and come back for another 3-game series. I don't really see where you guys have time to breathe in between all of these, but does scheduling ever come into impact with your decisions or pitching decisions during a game?
There's no question it does. I mean, absolutely. I mean, now we don't play 2 midweek games every week, but for the next couple of weeks we do. As you alluded to, we play this Tuesday and Wednesday. Next week we got Florida State coming in for Tuesday and Wednesday. So it impacts a lot of what you're doing. As a matter of fact, all morning we're trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together pitching-wise. And a big part of that, to be honest with you, our starters, 2 of our starters didn't go as deep into the games this weekend as they should have. So it impacted our bullpen tremendously. So we've got to kind of mix and match a lot these next couple of days, but that's okay. I mean, what it does, it provides opportunities. We need everybody, all 34 guys, to help us win a championship and put us in that position. And that's what the middle of the week does. It allows a lot of kids to get innings and give additional opportunities. So I think Knight fans are going to see a lot of different arms out there in these next couple of days. Well,
you have some big games coming up. Like I said, USF, Bethune-Cookman, FSU in the next week. Tell us your thoughts on these games.
Well, great teams. Obviously great teams. USF is certainly, as everybody knows, is a great team and a great rivalry for all of our sports. Got a lot of respect for their program and their coach over there. And always great games. And obviously Bethune-Cookman, same exact thing. They've got a new coach over there who's done a great job. They just had a great weekend. So I know that's going to be a battle. And then obviously we've got Siena coming in this weekend. Coach Rossi, they've come down here many times, and they're going to be a great ball club. They've played some outstanding teams already on their schedule. So we've got 5 challenging games this week. But this is, the one thing I've said before is that you hope by us getting back to the NCAAs last year, the one thing that I want all of our experienced players to know, and the one thing I hope they take from that, is that every game matters. Every game matters. When you're talking about putting yourself in a potential position to get to an NCAA regional, every game matters. And that's why, to be honest with you, I think we had a lot of success last year. That's how we approached it. And so obviously beginning on Tuesday night at 6:30 against USF, it's another big game in our quest to get to the postseason.
Well, you heard it. Come on out at 6:30 Tuesday as we take on USF. We wish you the best of luck. I'm with head coach Terry Rooney with another edition of Inside the Dugout.
So what was going through your mind? Obviously, it was a clutch situation. It was do or die time with the bases loaded. Either you were gonna at least tie the game, or the game was gonna be over. What were you thinking?
I was just thinking, calm down, just see the ball, see it up, and hit the ball. I took a couple extra more breaths on deck when I saw Shreve pop it up. I had to pick up my boy, so that's what I did.
That very first pitch, were you always gunning to swing on that one when you saw it was what you wanted?
I saw fastball at the eyes, and I knew that he was getting struggled to get the ball over the plate, so I was just going to make sure I get my pitch and hit it hard.
What's that feeling like when you're maybe rounding first and you see both of the runs coming in? Obviously everyone's celebrating, and obviously everyone kind of is just focused to where you are. What's that feeling like?
It feels great just to see my team just come after me, and not really too much, but it's a good feeling just to see it. Everybody did what they have to do. We had to pick up our guys, and that's what we did.
Does this kind of feel like a conference series? I know it's early on, but this is a good team. 3 one-run games you played against these guys. Pretty good ACC teams. Does it kind of feel like a Conference USA series?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Definitely. They're a good team. ACC is a good conference, and they play hard. Boston College, they did a great job this weekend, and I love for the challenge. I love it.
You had the go-ahead last year at Florida, obviously, and then this one. Which one is better?
I think it's this one because we actually left them on the field, and that's what you want to do when you're a home team. For the crowd, everybody's up rooting for you, and to leave them on the field it's a great feeling.
Great.